What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Today we're here with our great brother, Jacob Igono. Now, the brother is like us here in Houston. He is locked down, but he's locked down actually in France. So, Jacob, how is it going on, brother?
I'm good, man. Thank you for having me on.
It's good. So how is it being locked down in France? I mean, what rules did they put in that maybe could be different from here, some of the rules we have in the United States?
Yes, so I don't know the specifics for each city in the U.S., but here nationally, you have to have like papers for every little thing that you do. If you're outside and get caught without the paper, you're getting fined. I don't know. I think everyone's kind of dropped the ball a little bit on this, but yeah, I don't know the specifics of the U.S.
Okay, so you got to walk around with papers. Like, so what I mean, like, if you go to the store, you got to have papers with you?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't looked at the actual list of things that you're allowed to buy that are considered fundamental or considered essential, but there are certain things that you are permitted to like replenish every few days or every 2 weeks, whatever it is. But yeah, if you want to go outside, you have to have papers. And then I know in Paris, you basically can't exercise during the day. And if you want to exercise, you have a maximum of 1 hour within a kilometer, which is less than a mile of where you're staying.
Oh, wow. So that is like a real lockdown then.
Yeah, it's it's intense over here.
That's crazy because they're not doing that over here. Like, wow. So how's the people responding to that? Because over here, people still, even though they don't have you walking around with no papers here, or they're not telling you can't go, less than a mile or whatever from your house to exercise. How's the people responding to that? Because that's really locked down.
So when I see other parents with like small children, they're not happy. I don't know. I'm not. We're in like a suburb of a city in the south, so it's not as crowded as like Paris or any of the other bigger cities. But I don't think people are responding very well.
Yeah. Now, do you think that they're trying to expand that lockdown past April the 30th? At least I know that's what Trump. They said that they'll try to go to April the 30th. But do you see them extending that in France?
So word on the street here, even though it's not really legal to have a word on the street, but word on the street here is mid-May. But then I heard yesterday that Macron wants to go into like September. Yeah.
Hold on. So you're gonna lock down the whole country from basically spring all the way through summer?
It's a rumor, and it's not just France. It would be like the entire Schengen area, so like all of contiguous Europe. So yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, see. They can stay locked down because I don't want to go nowhere near where they at. But my thing is things need to get open back up because like I said, I got to get back to Africa, man. And that's very important. And you definitely have your connections on the continent. You're Nigerian, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. What part of Nigeria is your family from?
Our family's from Kogi State. We're Igala. If you know, you know.
Okay. Well. So what tribe are y'all normally affiliated with? I don't want to call one and say, "Oh, that's not me."
No, we're Igala. So that it's like I would say the 9th biggest ethnic group. I try not to use the word tribe because we were all like empires or at least kingdoms before other people came and called us tribes and put us against each other. But yeah, we're 9th biggest ethnic group. We're closely related to Yoruba. The language is very similar, but we neighbor Edo and we neighbor the Igbo and other ethnic groups like that.
Okay, so your website, your Lean on Me website. Can you explain to people about that website? And because you focusing on tax liens, and that would be here in the U.S. or it's also in Africa as well. I mean, where we going on with tax?
As I learn more about it, people from all over the world can participate, but it's 100% the U.S.
Okay.
So it's more geared toward the American audience or people who have financial ties to the U.S. Tax liens. I want to give a shout out to one of your guests earlier, Danielle Pierce. I learned a lot about it from her, from watching her videos. A lot of them are free on YouTube and her website. But tax liens are essentially a way for counties in the U.S. to collect taxes on delinquent property taxes.
Okay, so now you say tax liens. Now you can go like to the county and see what they have on lien, or and what could you do once you get a property that's on a tax lien?
All right, so the way that it works is everyone who owns property has to pay taxes. If you do not pay your taxes, then you become delinquent, and then after a certain period of time, it varies by state and sometimes even by county. Then you get on a list of properties that are up for tax sale or a tax sale auction, and then it gets a little bit more complicated. So depending on the state, it can either be a tax lien state or a tax deed state. In tax lien states, you are more likely than not actually going to get or you're going to get paid back, and you're not going to actually get the property. Whereas with a tax deed, I think Texas is a tax deed state, and there's a few others like that, that you actually are more likely to get the property itself. And I can go further into either one, and maybe you have some questions you want to ask me about that.
Yeah, okay. So now, could you get, let's say like there's a home and it's coming up for taxes, you invest into that lien. Now, either you can allow them, the person, to pay you off with an insurance, or you could foreclose on that property. Like, what route could you go once you get that lien, let's say on the home?
Okay, yeah. So let me be clear. Liens are designed for the homeowner to keep the house. So it's a way for the county to recuperate the taxes. So what happens is someone doesn't pay their taxes for maybe a period of like 5 years. In that 5 years, you would have paid the taxes on that property that is due for that property. And then if the homeowner wants to keep the home, they would either have to pay you back with interest and penalties, or or basically, I mean, that's it. If you're the tax lien investor, they have to pay you back, so you recuperate on it, and the state controls the amount of tax or the amount of interest that you get over that period of time. If they don't pay you back after a period of time, then you can foreclose and take the property.
Okay, so they have to pay that lien within 5 years.
5 years is just an example. Some places it's like 6 months.
Okay, so if you haven't paid your bill the right way in 6 months, and you can foreclose on the property.
Yeah. So, but the thing is though, like there's like a grace period before you even get on the list. So it's not like you have hard times. Year 1, year 2, your house is gone. It's not like that. It's just like year 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That this will actually be taking place. So like, don't think that it's anything unethical or unscrupulous. The state has to pay for things like, I don't know, ventilators, masks, that type of thing, fire departments, highways, schools. So they need to raise money. The way that they do it is they give these certificates up for auction. People bid on them, you pay. And then if the property owner has not made you whole plus interest, then you can foreclose on the property.
And then once you foreclose on the property, what about the bank though? I mean, because okay, you foreclose on it, but would you owe the bank, or the bank is just going to lose the property?
Yeah, so you are putting ahead in line of the bank and other liens that may be on the property. Well, so actually, I mean, you can get pretty sticky here, but ahead of like mortgages and all that, like the property becomes yours. So generally speaking, when there's a bank loan on the property or mortgage, you will see that they're not on the list, because the bank will make sure that you pay your taxes. So that's included, is broken down in the mortgage payments. So like if it's like $2,000 a year that you need to pay on the in property taxes, they'll divide that by 12 and add that to your mortgage payment. So it's included normally. So what you're seeing when you see these lists are people that normally have 100% equity in the home. unless they have like a third party loan.
But Jacob, I mean, I know what you're talking about, escrowing, but you can actually, with some conventional loans, pay your taxes, you know, at the end of the year, even though you got a bank loan.
Yeah, I mean, that's possible, but normally a bank will make sure that you do that so that they don't lose their investment, because yeah, you get placed in line in front of the mortgage holder.
Okay, so you get down, you know, so you sign up at the county, and you got to pay a fee to sign up to possibly even get access to look at.
Yeah, so yeah, normally what happens is, at least for the online ones, you have to pay, you put in a deposit, and that deposit can be counted toward your actual bidding amount.
Okay, and what percentage is that deposit?
Well, so from the ones that I've looked into, you can basically you get 10%, or you can basically, if you put down 10%, you have like 10 times that amount. So let's say you put down 1,000, you can have $10,000 worth of like actual bidding power, and then you have to, within a certain, it depends on the state and the county and the lien or the auction site, you have to pay the amount that you actually won within a set time frame.
Okay, so put down your 10%, get the bid. I guess like a bid over there at the courthouse. You win it, then you pay your money up front for whatever it is, and then they give you all the paperwork basically for the what could be commercial property, could be a home, could be just a parking lot, possibly, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and you know, if you obtain a parking lot in certain areas, you can make a lot of money when they have certain events. You know, you charge somebody $20 to park, like I've seen them, like when you go to the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo, they got people that own parking lots, and boy, you can get one of them. Man, you're gonna make some money.
Yeah, I mean, I've actually seen like some news reporting out of Indiana where people had parking lots right across the street from like sporting arenas, you know, so that they were available for auction. So that's always something to look into. And another option is, so you're going to get if you sign up for the site, you have 100% of the list that I get, which covers every city or every state in the country, as well as Washington, D.C. And you can reach out to the owners and maybe talk to them. So that's another option. So you don't necessarily always have to, you know, like do it the conventional way. If you think outside the box and say, okay, well, maybe this person doesn't want this property. Maybe there's a deal that we can reach to help them, you know, pay off their taxes, and then you can offer them some money for the home as well. So that's another option.
Okay. All right. Well, you know, that is, you know, definitely good for those who want to invest, and, you know, and, you know, unfortunately, with all this situation going on with the coronavirus and people having issues, a lot of them things may start coming up as of recent. I mean, it will, because it's a bad thing in one instance, but then even with the 2008 recession, there are people that made a lot of money during that recession with things like this.
Yeah, definitely. And like, again, I want to, you know, so this tool, leanonme.io, is a tool to help you not only like manage, but find these investments. But I want to like push people to become educated about it and like start looking out for classes. So I don't actually offer like training or teaching and like that, but like I mentioned, Danielle Pierce, and there are other ones that are on YouTube. Find them and look into their courses, and, you know, educate yourself, because this is something that we're not normally aware of. You know, so like hedge funds invest in these things because the interest rate that you can get in Texas is like 25%. I think Florida is like 18%. And a lot of these auctions are online, you know, and a lot of them are going to be moving online in light of what's going on around the country. So it's just something that you should just be aware of. You know, if you have, I don't know, maybe $1,200 sitting around and you don't have anything to spend it on, maybe look into just understanding this investment class.
Yeah, I mean, I believe everything's going to go to a new normal. And I'm going to tell you this much, with everything where people working from home and people, you social distancing. They can eliminate a whole lot of things. So I could really see how more and more things will be moved online, even with that process. And really, do you actually have to be at the courthouse or ever to do anything? Because you can do an auction online. I've seen it happen.
Exactly.
You could pay your 10% that you're talking about. So actually, that would be awesome that you could sit at your house, do an auction, get property, and man, I like that. I personally like if they decide to go to something like that. But on top of that, you're also involved in another project that you're just getting into. Could you tell the audience about that project?
Yeah, so this is called Restoration Africa. So the whole goal is to help restore dignity within the global community. We're going to focus on things like farming, vertical farming, indigenous vertical farming. The technology that we come up with is going to be, or we're working on prototypes right now. We have one pilot going in Nigeria as we speak. But the technology that we come up with, we're going to share that with the community, as well as the lessons learned about soil composition, that sort of thing. But we're not talking about gardening. We're talking about actual farming that you can do in a small space. So if you want to be involved in that or get updates, it doesn't cost you anything. Just send us your email. So go to restoration.africa, enter your email address, and then in 2 to 4 weeks, we'll be releasing some news. And we're making sure that the pilots that we're doing, will have a return on investment for people that want to get started. And then on top of that, we're trying to create businesses so that when people move to the continent, wherever they are, they can hit the ground running, right? So we're going to be reaching out. I haven't told them about it, but I'm going to be reaching out to a lot of people who are involved with food sovereignty and people who are helping others to move to the continent as well. So I think there's a brother in Senegal. I think his name's RJ. I'm going to reach out to
I know RJ.
A few other people that I have in mind I'm going to be reaching out to because, Thomas Sankara said, if you want to see imperialism, look at the food that we used to grow that we now import. So these are things that our grandparents knew how to do, our great grandparents knew how to do. They knew the land, they knew everything. But at least for me, I'm speaking for myself personally. I need to humble myself and learn, okay, these are the basic things that you actually need to survive. And these aren't my words, but if you begin to see yourself as a nation, you realize that, okay, we don't own grocery stores.
Right.
We don't create our own food. If you get sick and there's a shortage of ventilators, are you going to get a ventilator? So we need to start building things and owning them.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We definitely, you're right. We got to do for self completely. That's why, with this coronavirus situation, even on the continent, the way the Chinese are starting to act with Africans and how they're abusing them right now in Guangzhou, and now Africans oh my God, look what they're doing. These people been feel that way about Africans. That's why we all have to come together, as one people. And like you said, build those ventilators ourselves, build the medical supplies, farming, like you're talking about, you're trying to set up business, try to work with the lawyers in different, countries to work on residency and citizenship. But that's another thing, because people will hear you saying that about, doing things in Nigeria, for instance. They say, okay, well, if I go to Nigeria and I work on this project, what's going to happen with citizenship? I mean, because people ask that question, because there's a lot of people, even on my page, when we did a recent survey, more than 50% of them say they want to get citizenship in an African nation. So we definitely got to, talk about, that. I'm not saying you're involved with that, you're involved in the business aspect, but are you guys going to be talking about that or putting that into your program possibly?
Yeah, definitely looking into the possibilities and the easiest way to go about that. Even if it's not resident or it's not citizenship immediately, finding loopholes to get people there legally for an indefinite period of time. So, I know one way that you can do that is to invest a certain amount or to be attached to a business of some sort. So let's say you go through one of our processes and you end up owning a business. Well, that business can now employ you and give you a visa. So that's one of the things I'm looking at. But there's a lot of the reason why I'm not giving out too many specifics is just that the initial focus will be on farming. is because there are some legal things that that I want to do, that I need to do, and I can't really travel right now. But there's some things that need to be done on the ground before we can give out specifics. So definitely, if anyone is interested in learning more about that, go to restoration.africa. And in addition to that, you don't have to be there to be earning money from it. So, like I said before, we're doing pilots from it. We're doing pilots right now, but then once we're ready to launch and we know that everything works and that we feel confident with it, we're going to open it up, and then you can look into our books and see everything. And then if you want to invest that way and own while you're still abroad, whether you're in Europe or America or anywhere else in the world, you can do that as well. So restoration.africa to be kept in the loop.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, make sure that, you heard Jacob talk about two different things: tax liens and also getting you established in Africa, especially with the farming. Some of you talk about, I would like to have a farm. Well, shoot, they got land right there in the continent of Africa. Just like we had heard the other sister talk about, you can go to different places and get an acre of land, some places $2,000. And this brother could help set all the things you need to set up, even with some of that, or get you a great deal. But Jacob, one more time, give people the website and how they can actually contact you.
Okay, so for tax liens, lienonme.io, LIENONME.io. And then and go there, you just drop in your email address. I'll get back to you. And then for Africa, restoration.africa.
Okay. And ladies and gentlemen, make sure you check out both just to see, what the brother got going on. This is the time period to really look and make some moves, because, while we got a lot of time to think, we all locked in right now. You can make some of the best decisions ever at this time period. So Jacob, thank you, brother, for taking out the time at your busy day with the kids and everything going on in France, and you be good.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.